16. When he tried to buy Greenland. Trump wanted to trade Greenland for Puerto Rico, which he reportedly called dirty and poor. That just about sums it up. 17. When he seemingly told police officers to rough up suspects. In 2017, Trump gave a speech in Long Island to members of the Suffolk County Police Department. In it, he seemed to encourage roughing up suspects, saying: "When you guys put somebody in the car and you're protecting their head, you know, the way you put their hand over, like, don't hit their head and they've just killed somebody. Don't hit their head." I said, "You can take the hand away, okay?" He doubled down, saying don't be too nice. The remarks drew such criticism that Suffolk County even tweeted a rejoinder. 18. When he invented 3 million illegal voters to explain Hillary Clinton winning the popular, nothing worse than a sore winner. Even though Trump won the presidency, he can't get over the 3 million votes that meant Hillary Clinton was the winner of the popular ballot. From 2017, he promised an investigation into massive voter fraud, saying up to 5 million votes had been illegally cast for Clinton. Trump has yet to offer any proof. 19. When he used his platform to cancel a tire company, "We're tired, you're tired. Donald Trump hates Goodyear tires." 20. When the Trump Hotel Organization received $60,000 for hosting an event for Kuwait, Trump apparently never divested from his business interests, which means when an event held by Kuwait to celebrate their National Day was held at Washington's Trump International, there were questions raised, like whether the sitting president would see any of the reported $60,000 fee paid by Kuwait to host the event there. And whether Trump's solution, which is donating all profits from foreign government payments made to his hotels to the United States Treasury, would really prevent any conflict. Event 21. When he attacked former prisoner of war, John McCain, as a loser. There was no love lost between late Republican Senator John McCain and Donald Trump, but Trump certainly got in some low blows against his rival. Upon McCain's death in 2018, from a brain tumor, it was reported by witnesses that Trump was angered by his funeral being officially "We're not going to support that loser's funeral," witnesses claim the president said. However, Trump then denied he'd ever called McCain a loser. Only problem was, footage from Trump's 2015 campaign run show him clearly slamming McCain as just that. "He lost, he let us down. I never liked him as much after that because I don't like losers," Trump says during the clip. He follows it up by denying McCain deserves the epithet of war hero '. He is not a war hero. Trump said he is a war hero because he was captured. I like people who weren't captured. 22. When he told a sheriff to destroy the career of a senator who opposed police officers being able to seize assets. In 2017, Trump joked about destroying the career of a Texas senator who wanted to crack down on asset forfeiture. Asset forfeiture is a controversial practice that allows police departments to seize suspicious assets and keep them, even if the person they're seized from is never convicted or charged with a crime. According to experts, the practice disproportionately affects people without means. Police can auction off the assets and the funds go back into their budgets. However, Trump's response to hearing about a senator who wished to reform the concept was pretty Who is the state senator? He said, on being informed about proposed legislation to require conviction before asset forfeiture could be practiced. Want to give his name? Well, destroy his career. 23. When he appointed Jeff Sessions Attorney General. Donald Trump might be slamming Jeff Sessions now, but when he appointed him his first official Attorney General, he seemed like a big fan, which was despite large protests against giving Sessions the role, thanks to his past record, which included opposition to LGBTQ rights and protecting voting rights for marginalized groups. While in office, Sessions immediately began undercutting federal rights for LGBTQ people, especially trans individuals. Did Trump care, before or after? Absolutely not. 24. when he ignored evidence of Michael Flynn's meetings with Russia. One of the highest profile falls from grace of Trump's administration was Michael Flynn. Formerly Trump's national security advisor, Flynn now faces criminal charges for accusations that he lied about contact with Russia before being appointed to. But Trump was apparently warned about Flynn weeks before the advisor was forced to resign, and only told Vice President Mike Pence about the allegations facing Flynn when a Washington Post expose on the matter. 25. When he appointed Ben Carson, a neurosurgeon, Secretary of Housing and Development. During the 2015 race to become Republican nominee, Ben Carson stood out. Sadly, it wasn't for his incisive political nous, but instead because he kept saying really, really strange things. It got to the point where people were surprised to discover the man had actually qualified and practiced as a world-renowned neurosurgeon. So when Trump was elected, it came as an unwelcome surprise to discover Carson was being put in charge of a vital department, as Secretary of Housing Development, with absolutely zero experience in the. Since then, Carson's been accused of trying to destroy affordable housing during his 4 years in government. 26. When he withdrew from the Paris Agreement on climate change. Q. How do you solve a problem like world-threatening global war? A. Withdraw from the global climate change agreement that binds countries to environmental promises to try and limit already devastating harm wrought by global war. 27. When he suggested vaccines cause autism. While on the campaign trail, Trump met with anti-vaxxers, including Andrew Wakefield, whose now disproved study into the MMR vaccine and autism helped renew an anti-vaccine movement in 1990. This followed over 20 occasions where Trump tweeted about links between vaccines and autism, for which there is no evidence. Once elected, Trump had plans to establish an advisory commission to look at federal vaccine policies, reportedly because he had some doubts and questions. Funnily enough, with coronavirus floating about, he's now a big fan of vaccines. 28. When he stopped funding for the UN Population Fund, which supports family planning across the globe. In a Trump-led crusade against the health and rights of women and girls globally, the U.S. ended all funding for the United Nations Population Fund in 2017. The fund supports reproductive and sexual health programs for vulnerable women in over 150 countries, like Venezuela and Syria. At the time, Trump cited false claims of programs requiring coercive abortion. In response, women's rights activists said he had signed a global death warrant for women. 29. When he falsely accused Barack Obama of spying on the Trump campaign. Trump has accused predecessor Barack Obama of many things without providing a lick of evidence, and he started as he meant to go on, by bizarrely claiming Obama had wiretapped the phones in the Trump Tower, to achieve what end? So he could listen to the sound of Fox News and crinkling fast food packets for 24 hours a day? Sure. 30. When he appointed an anti-abortion advocate to oversee family planning funding for low-income communities. Who is the best person to head up family planning funding allocations for low-income communities, aka ensuring people with wombs have a right to choose whether they give birth or? According to Donald Trump, it's Teresa Manning, a loud anti-abortion advocate and birth control skeptic. Manning was appointed Deputy Assistant Secretary for Population Affairs in 2017, where she oversaw Title X funding, money for contraceptive and sexual health services. Her previous experience in the field came from stints at two large anti-abortion groups. Eventually Manning resigned in 2018, with her successor Valerie Huber being a staunch advocate of abstinence-only programs. Just the person for the job then.